Our Kevin Cooney now shows us how 21st century navigational tools like our smartphones and tablets can help us travel back in time to the 18th century, when Lake Champlain in our region featured prominently in the Revolutionary War and the making of our nation. Cold.
You come to the North Country, y'all learn how to live North Country. This is how to be northbound and around.
The first stop on the Turning Point Trail is here at Clinton Community College, where I take my first steps into Revolutionary War history. Times have changed, and the savvy traveler can now find more information at their fingertips than on a signboard. Lakes to Locks, a local organization, made the signboard digital with audio tours of the region's highlights. Smartphone in hand, I set out on the Turning Point Trail, a 32-stop audio tour accessible on your smartphone. First stop, the bluffs of Clinton Community College, overlooking the famous Battle of Valcour Island. While the website contains lots of information, it takes just the click of a button for a tour guide to appear.
Now, if you were standing at this spot way back then, you would have had an extraordinary view of an epic naval battle. The British were coming down from Canada on the offensive. There were at least 30 British gunboats, and opposing them is Benedict Arnold. Imagine, way out in the middle of the lake towards the Vermont shore are the British coming from the north full sail, whizzing past us in their enormous weapon-laden ships.
And the guide goes with you. I checked directions, jumped in my car, and continued my audio journey.
These waterways were like a superhighway leading right into the heart of the colonies. Indians were the first to use them for transportation, and Europeans followed suit, establishing forts as they claimed their territory, because control of the interconnected waterway meant control of the continent.
This self-guided tour allows you to take a break anytime, with suggestions on local places to stop. I popped into the adorable Clover Mead Cafe for a coffee and a quick break. Then, I was back out on the trail. The road winded on with beautiful views, famous landmarks, and the excitement of newfound treasures. I discovered off-the-highway gems I never would have known existed if it had not been for this stroll through history. In Willsboro, the site recommended the perfect diner. After more coffee and a better breakfast than even George Washington could have expected, I was off again. My last stop of the day, and the recommended halfway point of the trip, was Fort Ticonderoga. I hadn't been since my childhood. I wandered surrounded by memories from my past, and the very distant past.
About 9 in the morning, smoke was observed towards Lake George, and the Indians brought in a report that the enemy had set fire to their further blockhouse and had abandoned the sawmills, and that a considerable body were advancing from the lines towards a bridge upon the road which led to the right of the British camp. Major General Phillips took possession of the very advantageous post of Mount Hope this night, and the enemy was thereby entirely cut off from communication with Lake George.
While the trail can be completed year-round, note that not all locations are open or accessible at all times of the year, so plan and check ahead. Beyond the lesson in history, what this northbound and around adventure reminded me was, get off the highway, take the slower road, stop places you've never been before and experience new places and new people. And most importantly, don't just look at the scenery. Really look, because we are driving past our history every day.
Northbound and Around is brought to you in part by Northeast Liveline.